Incoming customer detected.
Keep your eyes open, boys.
We need to have a serious talk!
Hello, my fellow Wastelanders. Welcome once again to Blind Gamer Plays. My name is Ira, and I hope that you're having a very good day. Today, we are back in Fallout 76 with another weapon spotlight for you. This time around, we're going to do an Executioner's Assault Rifle. Now, I know what you're saying. Executioners as a legendary effect is very much poo-pooed and frowned upon in the legendary realm in Fallout, but you know, there are certain weapons that I think Executioners actually can be very useful upon. And I think, now I've never used it, but I think that an assault rifle is actually going to be one of those cases. So, and if we can have the mole rats stopped attacking my camp, that would be very, very nice. We can see what it's going to look like as a preview. There you go. So anyways, we're going to see what it does, basically, as a good idea. And of course, now you're seeing that the damage on it is going to be increased because we have a little bit of adrenaline going from killing off that stupid mole rat. They are the bane of my existence. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you're going to know I absolutely hate mole rats with a passion. And liberators too. Anyways, this is a 3-star. However, the 3 stars, I don't know how useful they're going to be. They might be okay. One of them, VATS criticals, are doing an extra 50% damage. That will probably be extremely useful. However, the faster reload, I don't know. That's probably going to be hit or miss because assault rifles load excessively fast as it is. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now it's doing 71 points of damage. We do have it set up basically for a good commando style build. And if you want to see the build, right here you go. It's not min-maxed by any means, but it does have the quality of life perks that I look for in a good build. It serves the purpose good enough for me. So let us go around to some of the targets around and see what this thing can do, shall we? All right, first up on our buffet of destruction, the super mutants at West Tech. I don't know if they're going to like this very much, but we'll see. We'll see. And of course, we'll be going for headshots. Why not? And yeah, I mean, there you go. It is definitely tearing them down. As to the effect of the Executioners, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's doing or what it's not doing because the damage numbers are going a little bit fast. And me being blind, you know, it's a little bit more difficult for me to tell, but hopefully you guys can pause the video here and there and see what it is actually doing. But it feels really good. It really does. It feels like I can tell that effect is kicking in. Okay. And with a weapon that's like this, that does a little bit of a lower damage on the front end, having that extra kick to do that little bit something on the secondary shots does seem to be doing quite well. Okay. And I'm kind of trying to fire a little bit slower so you guys can kind of catch the numbers a little bit better. Let's see. We can try it on this and see. So there's 65, 65, 65, and of course we're now in danger mode. There we go, back into caution. 74. That might just be due to the fact that we're a little bit more damaged. Let me see. Okay, so that was what, 122. Okay, so that's good damage, right? We'll wander the ones around the back here. Like I said, the feel of it is that it is making a difference, right? But I'm questioning whether on the kind of more yard trashy kind of things like the super mutants or even like Scorched and that sort of thing, I'm questioning like how effective it's going to be given the state of everything. Okay, so let me see. Well, we got injuries going on now, so we'll have to wait a little bit till we, I don't know, heal up a little. There we go. All right. So let me take out the ones that are over here. I think that as far as these super mutants are concerned, we're not seeing the best benefit of this kind of weapon. And so as you notice, we're doing a couple of shots that's bringing them down quite a bit. But then is it a matter of my follow-through legendary effect kicking in and doing that extra more damage? Or is it actually from the executioners that they're getting the extreme amount of damage coming out? Because it's a 50% more damage increase if their health is below half, right? Oh, below 40. Okay. So as far as these super mutants go, I'm not sure how effective it is. But let's go against some bigger targets and see what happens. Okay. Now you notice also we're not quite in nerd rage yet. So let me go ahead and just kind of get a little bit irradiated here. I know there's some radiation point here. We're going to get ourselves a little bit more radiated so that we can get ourselves into nerd rage. There we go. So we're now in nerd rage, and we're going to be doing like the best we can do with this weapon, essentially. I mean, we could go just slightly lower on the bloodied front, but with the nerd rage kicked in, right now it's doing 77 points of damage per shot. Okay, so we're here at the behemoth at Swan, and we'll take a pot shot at him here real quick just to if we can get him to wake up, to get him to wake up a little bit. All right, now the shots that I'm going to take, they're going to have the follow through, right? But I'm going to not critical him, and we're going to take him down a little bit if we can hit. There we go. So right now he is, technically speaking, below 40% health. Okay, so 199 points of damage and essentially 315 points of damage there at the end. So I'm not sure what might have increased it by that extra 100 points, right? But you did see that it kicked in that little bit of extra on top, right? Let me go ahead and loot his stuff. So I think against targets that are like the Behemoth or Scorchbeast or something like that, which we will test out next, that's where this weapon can really shine. But against the more the lower damage targets where you're hitting them maybe 3 or 4 shots, is it making that much of a difference? I don't know. Let's test around a little bit more and see. Okay, so let's see what this can do against the Scorchbeast and his friends. So of course we're gonna be killing off the Scorched that are around it. I think faster than the effect is gonna really be able to have a chance to kick in. Okay, but it's gonna be that Scorchbeast that is going to really be the test for what we're doing here. We'll see if we can get his attention. We're in hiding again. We're in hiding again here. Sorry, I'm tired and things are kind of spewing out incorrectly. All right, let's get his attention. There we go. Okay. So we got the target hit, so everything's going to have the follow through at this point, right? Okay, good. He's named it. That'll be helpful. So we're just going to kind of blast, and there we go. So here's the question. Okay, so this weapon just took him down in less than a magazine. Okay, but how much of that was due to my actually having the follow through? You know, because I do have that follow through legendary perk, right? Don't I? Yeah, there we go. So I do have follow through and it is maxed out. Okay, so some of that is due to the follow through, but how much of it was due to the executioners, I'm not sure. And I'll probably have to go back and watch the video a little bit to make sure of what the damage numbers were. Because of course with my vision issues, I couldn't really see very well. But it did feel like once it got down to a certain point, it really kicked in hard and took him down much faster. Okay. That's the feel of it. Whether or not that's the case or not, I don't know. Let's move on. Okay. So we'll see what kind of fun we can have over here at the Meijers. I'm expecting it'll do okay. Again, just based on the fact that it's a nice fast-firing weapon. It does maybe not, god tier damage or anything like that, but it's doing fair. It's doing fair, and if I can get them targeted in bats, that would be nice. Okay. Hello, King. You're kind of firing ineffectually at me, but there you go. All right, so we can say that he's probably down at about 40% health right now. Okay, and look at that. I mean, it definitely took him down much quicker once that damage level was at that point. That was a 500 point damage there. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because things happen really fast in the game. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell how much of an effect the effect is having. Let's get the queen up. We'll get her legs targeted because that's the right thing to do with the queen. All right, so we'll get her down a little ways, and there you go. So, I mean, you see, it took a magazine to get her down to this point, okay? It took us a magazine to get her down to this point. And now she's probably at about 40% health. We'll go ahead and hit the stim pack there just so that we don't die. All right. And yeah, I mean, this is maybe a product of lag there too, but there you go. I mean, she did go down in about 2 magazines worth. It didn't feel though like it was doing that much more comparatively to before that 40% damage threshold got there. But again, your mileage may vary, and if we kind of pause the video and look, we might be able to see that yes, it was definitely doing a lot more. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go back to my camp, and we'll have some final thoughts about this. Okay, so in conclusion, the weapon is not bad, right? It really isn't. It fared pretty well compared to some of the other weapons that I've done in these tests. But the question is that just because it's an assault rifle and they inherently do pretty decently, especially with the faster reload and so on and so forth, they can really put out some decent DPS? Or is it because of the actual executioner's effect? I dare say that it did have an impact, but maybe not as much as that 40% seems to be on paper. So like the actual execution of the executioners on paper might be better.
Together like excess adhesive.
We do, Nukatron. I love you so much, but stop interrupting my videos. Anyways, so the problem with the executioners is that depending on the weapon that it is on, it's going to have either no impact or little impact. If it's a high damage weapon, you have to take into consideration the idea that if it's going to take 2 bullets to kill with the executioners or 2 bullets to kill without the executioners, then what's the point of the executioners? Okay. So a faster firing weapon like this that does a lower front end damage, that's where this kind of effect can come into play. That being said, are you better off getting something like bloodied or anti-armor or even junkies to get all of your bullets doing extra damage, or are you going to be okay doing the extra 50% damage once they get to that 40% health? If you don't have anything else, it's not bad. It's better than using no legendary, right? But is it something that you should go out of your way for? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that in the case of executioners, it's just not potent enough for a big enough term to have worthiness compared to all the other weapons that are, popular out there. It would be better than Nocturnal, of course, because it has a constant effect. As long as the target gets below 40% health, regardless of day or night, it's going to have an effect. But as far as, is this an everyday weapon that you should go out and take out the Scorchbeast Queen or, things like that goes, I don't know. that's up to you. Would you want to spend the money on it? That's up to you too. But that's kind of my conclusions. If it's a fast-firing weapon, it's usable, it's serviceable, but I'd rather go with something else personally. But again, if you don't have anything else, it's something, right? So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Have you had success at doing executioners? And if so, with what weapon and what did you do with it? I'd love to know. I'm always very curious. It's for science, guys. I'm very curious about what other people have experienced with these kind of things too. If you did like this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I do come out with new videos every day, and I'd love for you guys to become a part of my little family here. And let me give you my dad moment for the day, since you are a part of my family, okay? Don't ever let anybody take any of your power away. Only you can choose to give it. So make the choice wisely of who you allow into your life, okay? You don't have to have toxic people there. And I guess the best thing I can do is to say that no matter who it is, don't allow those toxic people to become a part of you, okay? Just because you're saddled with somebody genetically doesn't mean you have to have anything to do with them. You can walk away if you need to, okay? Okay, so with that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And yeah, until next time, keep safe out there. Have fun, and thank you so much as always for watching. I deeply appreciate it. We'll talk to you again later. Hello, Rose.
I saw you taking a little detour out there to talk to that overseer of yours.
This land is his land, and none else are welcome.
Enemy sighted! Guys, they're here!
Okay. Nope, I don't know. Where'd you come from?